Welcome back to EtherLink AI Insights. I'm Alex, and today we're diving into something that's reshaping customer service right here in Amsterdam and across the EU, AI voice agents. We're talking about the technology, the business case, and crucially, how to stay compliant with the EU AI Act while actually making money. Sam, thanks for joining me.
Thanks, Alex. And this is a really timely topic because we're at this inflection point where voice AI has moved from nice-to-have experiment to must-have competitive tool. But here's the catch. In Europe, especially Amsterdam, you can't just deploy voice agents and hope for the best. Compliance is baked in from day one, and honestly, that's becoming a real advantage for early movers.
So let's set the scene. Why is Amsterdam specifically interesting as a case study for this? I mean, every city has customer service challenges, right?
Good question. Amsterdam sits at this unique intersection of three things. It's a major European tech hub with strong governance expertise. The market is incredibly competitive. Banking, logistics, healthcare all clustered there. And companies are already wrestling with EU AI Act compliance. Unlike companies in other regions that are scrambling to understand the rules after deployment, Amsterdam firms get to build governance into the architecture from the start. That's a massive advantage.
Right, so the EU AI Act isn't just a compliance hurdle. It's actually a moat if you play it right. Let me ask about the actual numbers, though. How much are we talking in terms of ROI? Why should a CFO in Amsterdam care right now?
The numbers are compelling. McKinsey's 2025 data shows enterprises using voice AI in customer service are cutting costs per interaction by 35%, while improving first contact resolution by 22%. For a mid-sized Amsterdam firm handling 50,000 calls annually, that's $180,000 to $250,000 in annual savings. And that's just the cost side. You've also got the quality and speed improvements, which drive customer satisfaction and retention.
So we're not talking about layoffs necessarily. We're talking about doing more with the same headcount or reallocating people to higher value work. That changes the narrative internally, doesn't it?
Absolutely. The voice agents handle routine queries, subscription changes, billing questions, basic troubleshooting. Your human agents focus on complex problems, escalations, and relationship building. First contact resolution goes up because the AI is tireless and consistent. And here's the thing. 73% of enterprises are planning agentic AI pilots by mid-2026, according to IBM. If you're not already testing, you're falling behind.
Okay, so we've got the business case and the competitive urgency. Now let's get into the mechanics. How does an AI voice agent actually work? What's happening under the hood?
It's a stack of technologies working together. First, you've got automatic speech recognition, ASR, which converts what the customer says into text with 95% accuracy, handling Dutch and English with regional accents. Then, natural language understanding extracts what the customer actually wants. For example, Ik wil mijn abonnement opzeggen. I want to cancel my subscription. The system instantly knows. Intent is cancel. Urgency is high. Emotion is frustrated. That context shapes the entire conversation.
So it's not just transcribing words, it's understanding meaning, tone, even emotion in real time. That's a huge step forward from traditional IVR systems where you press 2 for billing.
Exactly. Dialogue management then routes the conversation intelligently. It retrieves customer history from your CRM, decides whether the agent can resolve the issue or needs to escalate to a human, and logs every decision for audit trails. That audit trail? That's EU AI Act compliance built in from the start. And finally, text-to-speech generates natural-sounding responses in the customer's preferred language with customizable tone and pace. It feels like talking to a person, not a robot.
So the voice agent integrates with all the systems a business already has: Salesforce, Zendesk, the back-end databases, and everything is logged and transparent. That's actually pretty elegant from a compliance perspective.
Right. And here's where governance becomes a competitive advantage rather than a cost center. Companies that build transparent, explainable designs where customers understand they're talking to an AI, where decisions can be audited, where escalation to humans is seamless, they're not scrambling to retrofit compliance later. They're ahead.
So we've talked about the technology and the ROI, but implementation is where things get real. What's the actual deployment strategy for an Amsterdam company starting today?
Start narrow, not broad. Don't deploy voice agents across your entire operation on day one. Pick a specific use case, maybe subscription cancellations, billing questions, appointment scheduling, something high volume, lower risk, where the ROI is measurable quickly. You validate the technology, you build your team's confidence, and you gather data on what works and what needs adjustment.
How long does that typically take, from pilot to production?
With the right partner and clear governance framework, you're looking at 8 to 12 weeks from pilot design to live deployment, but you need to account for your internal change management piece. Agents get nervous. Managers worry about headcount. You need clear communication about how this changes their role, not eliminates it. That's where the organizational side matters as much as the technical side.
Change management. That's the thing a lot of companies underestimate. Technical deployment is one thing, but getting people bought in is another.
Absolutely. Your agents need to see the voice agent as a tool that makes their job easier, not a threat. And honestly, when they're not stuck handling 10 calls about password resets, they have mental space for the harder stuff. That's actually more satisfying work. Companies that frame it right see adoption accelerate pretty fast.
So we've got the business case, the technology, the implementation path. What's the biggest risk or challenge you see companies hitting?
Data quality and governance. Your voice agent is only as good as the data it's trained on and the rules it follows. If your customer data is messy, if you haven't defined clear escalation rules, if your agents aren't equipped to handle what the AI escalates to them, you're going to have problems. The second challenge is underestimating how much customers want to stay in control. Some callers prefer talking to humans. Forcing them through an AI-first journey backfires. The smart play is always available human escalation.
So respect customer preference and maintain optionality. Don't optimize only for cost savings. Optimize for the customer experience first, and the savings follow.
Exactly. And here's the thing about EU AI Act compliance. It actually pushes you toward those customer-friendly practices anyway. Transparency, explainability, human oversight. Those aren't just regulatory boxes to check. They're what customers want. Amsterdam companies that get this right will have both compliance and customer trust, which is a rare combination in 2026.
So if I'm listening and I'm running a customer service operation in Amsterdam, bank, logistics company, whatever, what's the one action I should take this week?
Audit your top 10 call drivers. How much of your volume is repetitive, routine questions versus complex conversations? If more than 30% is routine, voice AI is a no-brainer for you. Pick one use case, estimate the savings, and request a demo from a partner that understands EU AI Act compliance. Don't chase flashy AI. Chase governance-first vendors with a proven implementation track record.
Top 10 call drivers. Calculate the routine percentage, talk to the right partner. That's actionable. Sam, final question. Where do you see this heading in 2026 and beyond?
Voice agents become standard, not edge cases. Gartner forecasts 80% of enterprise customer service teams integrating AI voice by 2027, up from 12% in 2023. That's a massive shift. The winners will be companies that deployed early with governance baked in, because they'll have the best data, the most refined processes, and the strongest customer relationships. Amsterdam has a real chance to lead this in Europe if companies move now.
So it's a genuine competitive advantage that closes if you wait. Sam, thanks for breaking this down. Listeners, if you want to dive deeper into the full strategy, case study, and specific implementation guidance, head over to etherlink.ai and find the complete article on AI voice agents for Amsterdam customer service. Thanks for listening to EtherLink AI Insights.